IMSA fans, we have the Sullivan and Vasser Sullivan with us here. Some of our great friends doing amazing work in IMSA's WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, both GTD Pro and GTD. Sully, you guys been doing amazing things for a while with this Lexus RCF GT3. We're getting down to the end of the season. You're in a really strong position. I wanted to start there talking about how you're doing as a team, and then we're going to talk about how you've made the team stronger.
Right. How we're doing as a team, Marshall, is, quite frankly, it's the best we've ever been. We're here at IMS, we're leading the championship now, and that has come out of not months of work, but years of work. So where we're at right now is the culmination of really what we've done since 2019 and moving forward, and it's now really starting to pay dividends. We're at a spot here at IMS where there's one objective, and that's to cover the Corvette. It's not to win this race, it's not to be the quickest, it's simply to cover the Corvette. If we finish second to last and they finish last, we will come out of here victorious.
GTD Pro.
With GTD Pro, that's exactly right, and we can come into Petit Le Mans, take the green flag, and be crowned champions, which for Vasser Sullivan, for Lexus, is a monumental achievement, if you will, right? So the chemistry is better than it's ever been within Vasser Sullivan, and that's not an accident. We've worked extremely hard as an organization to build that, to create it, to set the expectations so that when we do have new team members join us, they already know what's expected when they come here. And then to some extent, you still kind of mold and you build there, but the commitment from Lexus to Vasser Sullivan has been unwavering. And it's an interesting thing because as auto enthusiasts, when you hear the word commitment, you think money. And in this particular case, it goes far beyond money. It is in their soul, it is ingrained in their DNA, and that is excellence. And most people attribute Lexus to being a luxury brand because that's how they were started, that's how they were born. But the amount of focus that they have put into being the nation's top luxury brand, they are putting into us as being the top performance brand, and you're seeing it now, which is a lot of the reason that we're leading this championship.
Thing I want to get into as an old race car mechanic who worked for teams that were great, and they were great because of the people and chemistry.
Yes.
And I've worked for some teams that weren't great, and we were fighting and bristling the whole time. You've got amazing drivers from Frankie Montecalvo to Ben Barnicoat.
Yes.
Those are the forward-facing aspects of the Vasser Sullivan team.
Yes.
What I want to learn about is how you build the people behind them, from your tire ace, Chris, to a race engineer and Jeff Fickling. There's this amazing group of people who really care for each other, and it shows in your competitive effort. But how do you do that? Because not every team can make that happen and make everyone work and pull in the same direction.
There's certainly secret sauce. There's an old business adage, which is you get the right people on the bus, you get the wrong people off the bus, right? And we spent 2019 through, let's call it the beginning of last season, getting the right people on, getting the wrong people off, and it got us to that point. And from last season to now, we're getting the right people in the right seats. And that has made a really big difference for us. And I think a lot of people look at race teams and they say, they have this guy or they have this girl, they're very talented. That's all fine and well, but what we realized is we had a lot of great people, but we didn't necessarily have those people in the right seats. And that's been the difference between last year and this year, right? You got the right guys on the bus, the wrong guys off the bus, but we got the right guys in the right seats, right? And when you do that, the chemistry builds and the wins and the results follow. We're a fairly horizontal organization here, and it's something that Vasser and I believe in, and we've come into our own as owners in what we believe is right, and that's working for us. In that regard, we've come a long way since the IndyCar days. We're better now as a team than we've ever been in anything we ever did in IndyCar. We've actually, ironically, now got more Indy 500 wins under our tent here as a sports car team than we did as a co-entrant in IndyCar at any given time. But the people are our absolute secret sauce, and how they work together and what positions they're in is the reason that we're in the spot that we're in.
Sully, I know that last year at Sebring, you guys are ready to capture that first big endurance win for Lexus. Heartbreak, run the car out of fuel, but rebound at Petit. win again at Watkins. There's a bit of a motto you've been sharing with the team that I think has really locked you in. Share that with us.
Yeah, the motto is simply this, Marshall, is that at this point in the championship, from our guys, we need nothing extraordinary. We need the ordinary done extraordinarily well. And the reason we don't need anything extraordinary is because you guys have been extraordinary all season. So you put yourself in a spot now where the only thing that we need to close this thing out is to do the ordinary very, very well, right? And it's something, it's our North Star. It's something that we beat into the guys' brains, ourselves included, because that's what's going to take for us to get this thing done, you know. But Sebring, you're exactly right. It was one of the lowest points of Jimmy and I's tenure as principals of Vasser Sullivan Lexus. We had Sebring 1. And I felt the tap on the backside of my shoulder on the engineering stand. And I looked down, and it was the Toyota execs, it was the Lexus execs, it was Dave Wilson, TRD, and they were all there to celebrate with us and take the first ever endurance championship win for Lexus, and we ran them out of fuel. So it was one of these times where you see our team has gone like this. That was rock bottom for us, but we picked ourselves up, we rebounded, we won Petit Le Mans, fast forward, win Watkins, and now we're in a position to clinch a championship. So those were the extraordinary things, you know. And today we don't have to do anything extraordinary. It's just simply the ordinary.
Let's close on this. So on the cusp of some amazing things from a season-long championship standpoint, wanting to do big things to represent your manufacturer, Lexus.
Yes.
There's another aspect of Vasser Sullivan, which I think everybody knows, and that is fun. You're the team, you're one of a handful of teams that every fan wants to come see, pose for a photo with you, see the cars, you name it. There's fans just lining up outside, walking right in. Tell me about that side of culture, Sully, because there's some teams that don't really open that door, but you all say, we're having fun, we love motor racing like you, this is a party. Come join it with us.
You know what? It's a party, but it's a professional party, and we let everybody know that if you're not careful with it, it can slip over the cliff real quick, and you've seen that, right? Again, it's back to the culture where it comes from Jimmy and I and from Greg, and we lead and we manage in a certain way that, yes, we're serious and we present in a certain way, but we're loose. We like to poke each other. We like to have fun, and I think that kind of permeates throughout the paddock, and other team members, maybe in other organizations, see that. They see, wow, you can be successful, you can win races, you can lead a championship, and not be so wound up, so tight that it feels like a funeral all the time, right? So that we try very hard to create that, and maybe harder to maintain it, because as the pressure mounts and it kind of comes on you like a fog, it's very easy to get so tight, and once again it feels stuffy, right? So you just kind of, hey, you light things up and realize that it's the front stretch at Indy, bud.
Listen to this, the sounds of racing, the perfect close to our catch-up. Our friend James Sulli Sullivan, he and Jimmy Vasser, the whole crew here, truly, if you're at an IMSA event, come by, stop by, make a new friend here, they'll welcome you in, that's the culture, and they're doing big things on track. It's everything that IMSA represents.
Yeah, thanks for that, Marshall. We're gonna bring this championship home. First for Vasser Sullivan, first in GT for Lexus in the brand's history. And so it's a pretty special time for us to be chasing this and hopefully clinching it here as early as today.
Make sure you follow along with us on IMSA's official YouTube channel, and follow IMSA Racing on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X. We're going to be doing some pretty cool stuff with some pretty cool people with some pretty cool race cars. Visit IMSA.com to hear the action called live, and download the official IMSA app to follow the timing and scoring information as the sessions take place.